have an area builder that is doing development in that area as well. They made an inquiry for the opportunity to purchase that property. We've provided you with background information on that previously, and this would be first reading allowing us to proceed to closing for the sale of that property.
With the information and directive of the administrator, I'll entertain a motion to receive.
So moved.
Second.
And I have a second. Floor is open for discussion. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Ms. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Dumas?
Yes.
Mr. Bettis?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Mayor Danner?
Yes. Council, in executive session, we have 4 matters to discuss this evening. Would it be the pleasure of the council to take up these 4 matters?
Would you like a request?
All right, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to go into economic development, into executive session to discuss Project Thunderbolt as allowed by state statute, section 30-4-70A5.
We have a motion to go into executive session to discuss an economic development matter. Do I hear that comes as a motion? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Ms. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Dumas?
Yes.
Mr. Bettis?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Mayor Danner?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a second motion to have an economic development discussion in executive session discussing Project Satellite as allowed by state statute, section 30-4-70A5.
Comes as a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion in that regard? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Ms. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Dumas?
Yes.
Mr. Bettis?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Mayor Danner?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a third motion that we have a legal discussion in executive session as allowed by state statute, section 30-4-70A2.
Comes as a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any further comments in that regard? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Ms. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Dumas?
Yes.
Mr. Bettis?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Mayor Danner?
Yes.
And one more. I'd also like to make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss a personnel matter as allowed by state statute, section 30-4-70A1.
This comes as a recommendation with a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any additional comments in that regard? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Ms. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Dumas?
Yes.
Mr. Bettis?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Mayor Danner?
Yes.
Mayor, if I may, before you hit the gavel to go in executive session, the most important matter of my administrator's report I omitted because I didn't write it down. I had my notes beside me. You will recall during our planning retreat that we reported to you that we had been successful in obtaining a number of grants through the Greenville County Transportation Committee, the Legislative Delegation Transportation Committee, to the tune of about $850,000 for that project. That will go a long way in what we're doing in our downtown streetscape project. Those grants have been awarded and all grant documents have been executed, and we're moving forward with those. But at that time I also reported to you that we had a pending application out to the Appalachian Regional Council, what's called the ARC program. We had an application out to those folks for $500,000 to assist us with that project. We received notice today, actually this afternoon, we received a confirmation that $500,000 grant has indeed been awarded to us for our downtown streetscape project as well. This project is given to us under what they classify as core natural and cultural assets, but it allows us to leverage those things that are occurring here in the region relative to natural and cultural heritage assets. As you're aware, we've made some grant dollars available to our businesses in the downtown area. That is moving well for us. And then beginning this summer, we will move into the streetscape project, and part of that project will be to replace many parts of our failing roadway, much of our curb and gutter. ADA accessibility allows us to develop and to construct a shared street design on Trade Street, installing wayfinding, and also gateway signage and landscape improvements, including landscape furniture, fixtures, and enhancements in that area. Our work will involve 67,000 square feet of road and sidewalk, creating economic sustainability. And the reason that they are awarding these grants is that it is an economic development impact to 125 businesses in Greer Station. So we are very, very pleased to report that on top of the 850,000, we now have an additional 500,000 that will assist us in this project moving forward.
Congratulations. Council, with that, we'll adjourn to executive session. Council, in executive session, we've considered 4 matters this evening. We've considered an economic development matter in relation to Project Thunderbolt, another economic development matter in regards to Project Satellite. We considered a legal matter under state statute 30-4-70A2, and then we considered a personnel matter relative to the same statute except A1. Do I hear a motion that we come out of executive session? We've taken no action in regards to any of these items. Do I hear a motion to come out of executive session? Have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood.
Yes.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Ms. Booker.
Yes.
Mr. Dumas.
Yes.
Mr. Bettis.
Yes.
Ms. Albert.
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Council, stand adjourned.